Contrary to popular belief, Turkey is not just a delicious part of Thanksgiving dinner, but it's also an amazing country. Turkey is a beautiful place filled with amazing people and a rich history. I didn't know much about it until I had the opportunity to go there and learn about it. It's always good to learn about new places because it gives you a different perspective on the world, and it also gives you general awareness about different places and cultures. In this speech, I'll give general information about the country, as well as go into detail about the modern history, ancient history, and its main export, tourism, which I have the most experience with. As I said before, I didn't know anything about Turkey before I had the opportunity to go there, and I learned that it's worth knowing about. According to the BBC profile of Turkey, more than 99% of the population is Muslim. While it is a Middle Eastern country, it's not what most Americans view the Middle East as. The people I met and observed were practicing Muslims, but there wasn't a hint of extremism. Many of them are even quite westernized. There were only a few women in full burqas, and the rest of the women were split evenly between wearing traditional hijab head coverings and wearing no head coverings at all. There's also a very strong divergence from the sexist traditions of the past. Turkey's national language is Turkish, and they use the Turkish lira as their form of currency. The current exchange rate is about 2.6, and that means that if you purchase something for 2 lira 6 kurus, it's the same as spending 1 American dollar. The entire country is home to approximately 74.5 million people. In Istanbul alone, there are over 18 million people. Istanbul is also the only city to be in 2 continents. Half is in Europe and half is in Asia. While Istanbul is the 3rd largest city in the world and is home to the famed Blue Mosque, it's not the capital. The capital of Turkey is Ankara. Ankara is home to the mausoleum or memorial tomb of Kemal Ataturk. This mausoleum is a symbol of the love and admiration the Turks have for their founder. It's 423 feet long and 267 feet wide. At the mausoleum, you can find the actual resting place of the beloved leader, hundreds of square feet of stone walkways, the largest flagpole in all of Turkey, and a small museum dedicated to Ataturk's life. Kemal Ataturk, or Father of the Turks, was born in 1881 in what was then the Ottoman Empire. According to biography.com, he was involved in the military starting at an early age and had a long military career, which led to his takeover and founding of modern-day Turkey after World War I. During the war, Turkey was right in the center of the battle over the Ottoman Empire because of its strategic location. It's the meeting point between 3 countries, Europe, Asia, and Africa, which means it was a central location on the Silk Road. In the museum portion of his mausoleum, you can find some of his personal belongings. He received many gifts from leaders of other nations, including swords, tea sets, shaving sets, and many other things. Supposedly, he never used them because he chose to use simpler and less ornate versions of each gift. This shows the kind of leader he was, powerful but humble. The Turks of today admire and respect Ataturk. They also have a lot of pride for their country. I think that Americans can get a bit egocentric in thinking that they are the only people with a love of their country. The Turks dispel that theory. You can find Turkish flags on every hill in a city as well as on every building. And more often than not, that flag is flown right with a picture or statue of Kemal Ataturk. One thing that people, including myself, are always surprised to learn is that most of the second half of the New Testament takes place in modern-day Greece and Turkey. In fact, all 7 of the 7 churches mentioned in the book of Revelation are in Turkey. They're Ephesus, Smyrna, Pergamon, Thyatira, Sardis, Philadelphia, and Laodicea. All of these cities were places that Paul, the biblical missionary, traveled on his 3 missions. These are also the cities that John the Beloved wrote letters to in the book of Revelation while he was exiled on the island of Patmos, which is in modern-day Greece. These cities were full of sinful people who needed to repent. I had the opportunity to travel to all 7 of these cities, and they are incredible. There are ruins at almost all of the sites, and the ruins and everything I learned about them showed that sinfulness that they talk about in the New Testament. All of the ruins are Greek and Roman, meaning they worshipped idols and participated in priestcraft. While I was in Turkey, I had the opportunity to experience much of what the country has to offer. I went to beautiful beaches, amazing ancient ruins, and big cities. Turkey has so much to offer. In recent years, people have figured that out, which makes tourism one of Turkey's main exports. This shift has helped Turkey become the thriving and competitive country that it is. Turkey is amazing and it has so much to offer. The rich culture, beautiful scenery, and interesting history make it unique and extraordinary. I'm so blessed to have been able to experience all of those things and learn as much as possible.